My husband is angry I went on a trip away with my male best friend during my husband and his anniversary. Last week was my 10-year anniversary and I completely forgot. The year's been flying by and I was focused on this camping trip I'd planned with Shane, my childhood best friend. We'd been planning it for months because this lake we used to go to as kids was finally reopening. The morning I left, I tried kissing my husband goodbye around 6 a.m., but he'd already gone. His coffee mug was in the sink and his work bag was gone. I figured he had an early meeting, didn't think much of it. Shane picked me up around 8 and we drove 4 hours north. We talked about old times, laughed about high school. My phone died somewhere on the drive and I didn't have my car charger because I'd left it in my husband's car. We got to the campsite around noon and spent the afternoon hiking. It felt good to disconnect. No work emails, no stress, just nature. When we got back that evening, Shane had a portable charger in his truck. I plugged my phone in and it exploded with notifications. 23 missed calls, texts from my mom, my sister, even my husband's brother Tom. I called my mom back and she immediately started screaming about how I missed our anniversary to go camping with my ex-boyfriend. Shane and I dated for 3 months in high school 15 years ago. We've been friends ever since. Then she said the date, October 12th, my anniversary. I felt sick. I had it on my calendar. I'd even bought him a watch 2 months ago. My mom told me my husband had made breakfast reservations at the restaurant where we had our first date. He'd taken the whole day off. He'd gotten his parents to watch our dog so we could stay overnight at a hotel. And I was 4 hours away with Shane. I tried calling my husband, but every call went straight to voicemail. I sent 15 texts apologizing. Nothing. I told Shane I had to leave first thing in the morning. He got quiet and said we should enjoy the night since we drove all this way. I felt guilty, but it was 9 p.m. and driving 4 hours in the dark on mountain roads seemed dangerous. We made a fire and sat there in silence. Around midnight, Shane started drinking whiskey. He doesn't usually drink much, but then he got weird. He started talking about high school, how he never got over me, how he should have fought harder when I started dating my husband, how he's been waiting for me to realize we were supposed to be together. I told him he was drunk and needed to sleep it off. He tried to hold my hand. I pulled away and went into the tent. I barely slept. Next morning, I packed everything as fast as I could. Shane apologized 50 times during the drive back, said the alcohol made him say stupid things. When I got home around 2 p.m., my husband's truck was there. But when I opened the door, the house felt different. I walked upstairs and our bedroom looked wrong. His nightstand was empty. The photos of us were gone. Half his clothes were missing. I started panicking. Called him over and over. Nothing. I called his brother Tom and he said my husband was staying with him and didn't want to talk. I asked Tom to please let me explain. He said, "You went camping with your ex on your anniversary. What's there to explain?" And hung up. I sat on our bed and cried for an hour. Then I heard the front door open. My husband walked in and went straight to our bedroom. Didn't look at me. Just started pulling out more of his stuff. I tried explaining that I forgot, that Shane meant nothing, that it was an honest mistake. He finally stopped and turned to look at me. His eyes were red. He said, "You didn't forget. You just didn't care enough to remember." I tried to argue, but he cut me off. He said he'd driven by our house that morning to surprise me with flowers and saw Shane's truck picking me up. He'd watched us drive away together on our anniversary. He said he sat in that restaurant alone for 2 hours waiting for me to show up or at least call. The waiters felt so bad for him they didn't charge him for his drinks. I was crying trying to explain about the phone dying, but he just shook his head. He said, "You chose him on our anniversary," and walked out with 2 suitcases. That was 5 days ago. He won't answer my calls or texts. His brother says he's filing for separation. I keep replaying that morning in my head. If I'd just checked my calendar one more time, if I'd charged my phone before leaving, if I'd remembered the one day that mattered most. Now I'm sitting in our empty bedroom staring at the space where his clothes used to be, and I don't know how to fix this.